from a 3D printing perspective, but addressing basically to the sign display market, which is basically brand and retail. You've been here in this room today, you heard about brand, you heard about retails. It's a crowd-tight market. The question I have, what we're trying to do is trying to add another new dimension. That's my talk itself. Before I go into that, let me ask a question. What does brand and retail wish? You wish to increase public attentions. You advertise. What do you want to make? What consists of successful advertising? Timing, staying power, and stopping power. Now, when I say about that, everyone in this room does advertising, right? You advertise, whether in retail or so, and what you plan to achieve in advertising. A few of the speakers in the front said a couple of keywords. I'm not sure how many of you registered that keywords. The first word that he kind of mentioned many times through the speakers was engagement. What makes a successful advertisement is engagement. Number two, what makes it successful is entertaining. Was it entertaining? So everyone in this room, I'll ask a very basic question, which I asked a couple of gentlemen and ladies early on. When you came into this hotel today, early on today, whether it be from your office, from your home, or wherever, can anyone still remember the last advertisement that you saw? I could see a lot of people shaking their heads, and there's so many. Exactly. Every day in life, all of us goes through hundreds and thousands of advertisements, whether it be a TV commercial, newspaper ads, you know, a billboard out there, or backlights in the shopping mall. You go through tons and all those. And what does a lot of brand owners basically want? They say that, you know, I always want to find ways to advertise that's going to catch my attention. That, you know, I want a prime location. I'm willing to pay a lot of money to get people to see my ad, talk about my ad. Some people start spending a lot of money trying to get movie stars, get, you know, a lot of key, cool slogans, pretty ladies to get their attention, staying power. Now, picture this. If today we're talking about adding just what you have today, what you're doing today, which is a 2D element, adding just a 3D element onto that, what happens? When I say adding a 3D element onto existing 2D element, you are going to capture attention. These are the applications we're kind of looking at. Now, I know you can't really see it, but it doesn't matter. It's the application in terms of whether it's POP displays, decorations, display windows, brand image, increasing the brand image. For example, effective retail promotion, you can see on the slides. When you go into retail, a lot of what speakers have said about, when you go in, it's so competitive. And, you know, everyone's trying to promote the brand, trying to make it outstanding, trying to like, pick this shampoo, or pick this, you know, lipsticks, or pick this beer, or pick this liquor. What makes it so standing that people are going to pick that? Is it engaging? Is it entertaining? Adding 3D elements to that. By adding a 3D element, you're trying to draw attention. All of a sudden, people, it's because that's fun, that's entertaining. All of a sudden, for example, you were a leaker and you had this leaker, it's like, well, look at this, it's funny, you know, I'm going to grab this and take that. And what's the first thing when people start engaging, having entertainment with that product itself in the retail? What's the first thing you do? You don't just look for yourself, you basically take a camera and go like, oh, I'm going to take a selfie. Or ask someone to take a picture for me. And what you do after you take a picture, you start sharing it out. You don't keep it yourself, you start sharing with your friends. Social media. So that's amount of engagement. Let me ask you this. How many people now know about that product? If you knew 50 person, you knew 100, everyone knows so many person, and that 50 person knows another 50, another 50. Just how many people had known this product all of a sudden with just one product that's there? The amount of engagement and entertainment. So that makes it effective retail promotion. Brands comes to life. Also brands, everyone's talking about the brands. This is just some of the customers that actually had taken brands to life. So people start engaging because there's a lot of interactions with it. It's 3D. If it's just a single surface, has anyone seen a nice backlit? I'm not saying backlights are not great. I've seen a nice billboard and go like, wow, this is good. Oh, look at that. That's Shah Rukh Khan. Okay, let's take a picture with that. So basically, maybe one want to do that. But if there was a 3D in terms of whether it's not a person but the product, I have a simple analogy, let's say a baseball bat, and it's huge, it's a 3D, and it's like 2 meters tall. I want to take a picture with that. That's engagement. The staying power and the stopping power has multiplied. That's what everyone, brands and advertising wants. Exhibitions. You know, everyone, in terms of brands, want to promote their products. They go to all the trade shows, the exhibitions. They want to put up and, you know, promote their products. And all the exhibitions, they kind of get very fancy, booth designs, do something very fancy. Let me ask you this question. You do a spend huge amount of money doing a very nice booth design. How many customers have ever standing in front of the booth and said, well, that's a nice booth, let's take a picture with this booth. Okay, that's another nice one, let's take a picture. Barely. But what engages when you take a product and enlarge that, you're going to get a lot of entertainment. You're going to get a lot of people attentions looking at that because it becomes a showstopper. People want to interact with it. That's my point, is that where does 3D printing come in? It's increasing the entertainment, increasing the engagement. That makes your brand successful. That's going to increase. That brand name is going to constantly be repeating and repeating and repeating, that the brand reputation naturally just went up. Because what's everyone talking about that brand? Because everyone's talking about it. Billboards. Everyone knows billboards. And how to make that into very impactful billboards, because there's so many billboards out there. Like I said, I asked a simple question. When you drove from all the way from there to here, what was the last billboard you remember you saw? It's kind of very challenging. I don't blame anyone, because I can't recall myself. But by adding 3D elements to advertising, you're going to make it more fun. People will go, did you see that ad? That was cool. That's the whole point. And not just that, it's beyond that. 3D ads beyond just billboards and all that, also in terms of bus stop pops up. Adding 3D elements, for example, this is one of the jobs from the clients. And what he added is that he already has stickers, has backlights on the bus stop, but he added 3D elements. And because it's translucent enough, it made it so popped up. Whether day or night, people just was, wow, this is cool. You just grabbed it. People stop to look at it or try to touch it or feel it, the experience. Just now, earlier speaker talked about brand experience, the behavior experience. That was the point. Enhancing fleet promotions, you see that every day. So much of transports. This is one of our customers in New York last year. It's called Charisma in New York itself. Fleet graphics, he made it more entertaining by adding 3D onto existing, by adding backlights and 3D. It made it so much more popping. Everyone became. This was a project that he worked with Sony Entertainment last year itself. The first one was actually Angry Bird, the one at the bottom. Sony got so excited because all of a sudden, they were trying to find ways, how can I get more people talking about this movie? By adding the whole social media was going, wow. The second movie was Ghostbusters, and it went on. They are now in the 6th movie already. Science. Now, I know this is what a lot of people are talking about sign power and sign itself. By adding 3D, you could do science. And of course, there's many ways of doing it. Basically, you could do thermoforming. That's one cool way. But the other thing is that people talk about thermoforming. You got a printer that could do thermoforming. There's some great products from EFI. You got a great thermoforming inkjet printer. Great ink, really stretchable, very cool. But what's one of the biggest challenges? Trying to do a mold. How long does it take to do a mold? Maybe a week or so. It's costly. But what about if I tell you that now you could do a mold instantly and also print? Now, I'm not trying to ask you to buy this just to do the mold, but I'm just trying to share with you in terms of what's capable. More importantly, enlarging the products. As long as any products are launched that's enlarged, the amount of entertainment engagement just increases automatically. That's the whole point of adding 3D elements. And tying that with a campaign where you're going to be able to measure it, because as you understand, what's the call to action? To be able to measure that, that's important. But you need to get engagement first. Increase the amount of engagements. Window display, same thing. You could have a simple window display. This is one of the customers in Australia. They did the job, almost did the job with Hermes, and it was during Chinese New Year, they wanted to add a golden rooster. But they needed a really quick turnaround. So because the printer basically prints the 3D, it doesn't require any skills, it was very fast, and they just wrapped it in terms of a Avery Gold sticker, a wrap around it, and they were able to deliver very quickly. I think just now I shared with some of you, this is one of the classical one. It's again down in Australia, and this was done by our client, which is almost, they did this job for Louis Vuitton. It was a pop-up store, and Louis Vuitton wanted something really striking and strong, but needed to turn them around very quickly. This whole pop-up store itself, the scale of it you can see at the bottom, this was built and completed within less than 3 weeks, 2 weeks plus. Print, done, built, installed, everything done. But they wanted something that was so striking, and that's why I was able to complete it. There's number 48 sections of this joined together in this one disc. And one of the things, because it's so lightweight, it's easy to build this. High-end decorations, I don't want to go into that. You can't really see it. There's actually a black leopard there, but it's now invisible now. The hotels, they want high-end. We walk in a lot of hotels today. You go to shopping mall, especially offices, hotel. You see these sculptures everywhere. Sculptures. There's many ways of doing it, clay or whatever. But this is one way in terms of, I'm not trying to ask you to go in that. So let's try to share the stuff that we could do and make an impact. And because what we're using is acrylic polymer, it's basically lightweight, it's very strong, very durable in terms of heat and strength and pressures. And by finishing it, you can add SUV stickers, you can paint it, you can add a lot of different elements to complete that. And it's translucent. That's the more important thing. That's the reason why you can use it for light applications. You can see it next door when you go in, you see it's so bright because it's translucent itself. Now, of course, because to show the strength, you could do furniture. I'm not trying to ask you to go to furniture, but it just shows the strength of the gels itself. But it's really a selfie point. It just draws so much attention and engagement. So you could use it for a lot of different applications, which was said early on. Connecting the real world, this was one of the live things that we did. This was actually a figure itself in the Israel airport where they built this. The amount of people that interacted with this and connected was almost 100,000 selfies taken. And each of those 100,000 selfies likes were shared on their Facebook. Now imagine how many of those 100,000, each of those 100,000 friends they had, and you multiply that. Let's say only they had 50 friends, but you multiply by that 100,000, how many people knew about this, even you have not gone to that place or flown to that place already. So in kind of trying to just sum it up, it's really not about molding. It's not about trying to create a 3D display model. It's 3D advertising. Well, I'm not trying to tell you to do purely 3D, but taking 3D and integrating with your 2D elements, that differentiates, increases the value immediately. People are going to stop and engage and see that. The staying power is way stronger. Everyone interacts with it. The stopping power is way even stronger. In summary, the question everyone always asks, whether it be 2D or 3D, what's my unique selling point? You constantly ask the question, whether it's a 2D, what you're doing today, or whether you're going to be adding 3D. Does it create the wow engaging factor? Yes. And as I just shared with you, what's more important? Yeah, people will say, well, there's many ways of doing 3D. You know, why do I need to use this? I could just use form. I could use all what's high-density form or what is available today with CNC and do that. Yeah, maybe it's going to take 3 or 4 times longer, but the cost is 1/10 shorter, lesser. My point is this. This is not about trying to produce a product. It's trying to do advertising. What's crucial in advertising? Time to market. And for example, if let's say today Samsung 8 and iPhone 8 are competing at the same time. iPhone said, okay, great, I want to do a life-size 2-meter product and put it, everyone's going to take a picture, everyone's talking about iPhone 8. Samsung goes, I'm fine, I just want to save costs, so I cut it, and I'll just wait for 1 week later to put it in product. He lost the 5 days of engagement with users. 5 days, everyone started taking a picture of that and spreading around the whole social medias and multiply the number of friends. That's how much he lost. So let me ask you this question. If this was going to cost, if I was to ask the person, would you have paid $2,000 or $3,000 more, but you're going to add this X amount of exposure for a brand? Oh yeah, because it costs you more with TV commercials or newspaper ads. So think about it. So in short, it's really big 3D now. So if you can design it, we can print it, because the print of that height is 1.8, but it's not limited. We've done a lot of stuff, so you can check it out. We've done bigger structures than that, which I shared with you, the Louis Vuitton project itself. With that, thank you very much, and I know I was rushing it through, but if you have any questions, you got Sam, you can kind of talk to, he would share, Sam Patel from Arrow, he will share with you more stuff. Sorry about that, thank you. Was there a question? Oh, I just went so fast, everyone's just completely still trying to digest. I know, I was trying to go at 3D speed.
Yeah, thank you. We're going to move on. We're left with the 2 speakers, the last 2 ones. I know Bar is waiting for you. The next one, I would like to request Paul Cripps, Vice President, EFI, He's going to speak on a new age global trends in the world of fabric printing, especially on a soft signage. Paul, please give him the hand.
Brief. All right. Okay, good evening. So I work as a vice president of sales for India and EMEA for EFI. Our focus as a company through the years has really been taking analog processes and digitizing them. We started many years ago with a product called the Fiery Controller. We've added value into that and got into the software business by providing infrastructure software for printing companies, from the very small corner copy shop to the billion-dollar corporations that print today. And now we are venturing into the new world of industrial printing in many segments, whether it's graphic printing, which you know us as ViewTech. We have a huge business in India in a product called the Crediprint engine. We have a huge business in India with Reggiani, which is an industrial textile. And to give you an idea of the portfolio that we offer, these are our label, graphics, tile, and textile printers. All of those are LED-based products, and this is a new one that's going to be coming out. We want to revolutionize the packaging industry, and this is going to be a first engine that we're starting to deliver today. It prints at about 8,000 square meters an hour, and we want to revolutionize the box manufacturing processes. So as you take a look at industrial inkjet applications, you can see many of them right next door. There are very many talented Aero employees here who can explain them. And what I want to really talk to you about and educate you a little bit about how to affect the constants in our lives. I'm always being driven to grow my business, just as you are. And certainly as brand managers, you have certainly a hypersensitivity to these things. You're always looking for new ideas, and certainly at the same time, you're being told to do the same thing that I do, and that's lower your costs. So we really try and do that two ways. We try and do that with LED and water-based technologies. So really, as we look at it, and as you look at graphic printing, what we try and deliver is technology that it can extend and lower your costs of manufacturing, your costs of freight, and reducing waste. So as we do that by lowering certainly operational costs. We do that by developing new inks. We do that by using less power, and we do that by delivering reliable technologies. So you as brand owners can go to the vendors that you have in this room and try and come to market with new ideas and new applications. So we drive that by being able to create thermoforming applications, window films. We want to print on wood. We'd like to open up as many applications as we can so you can stimulate and create those refreshing aspirations that you so desire to get out of the consumer. So as you do that, we try and use LED technologies to improve the POP, POS, soft signage, and we do that through backlits, bus shelters, window graphics, stage graphics, and a plethora of other things that you so very focus on in terms of delivering that for your brands and to your customers. So we have to have a medium, which is our ink, that allows that to happen. So we manufacture the inks for our products. We try and create a harmonious balance between the RIPs, the engines, and the software that derives it, and we try and bring a universal and very focused deliverable to the market. So there's a lot of stigma and a lot of talk about things like latex, but what we try and deliver is a better ROI. We try and deliver a better ink that cures more readily, that's more versatile, that allows you to deliver new applications and new ideas to the marketplace. So as we do that, we also are trying to improve, we're trying to improve the world, really. no solvents, less VOCs, opening up indoor and outdoor applications, and trying to drive print and that visual communication to new areas. So the other element that's really kind of interesting and something that really hasn't taken hold as dramatically in India as it has in other marketplaces is soft signage. And soft signage has really taken a lot of the European markets by storm. And I'd like to talk a little bit about why and really who's doing it. And really it's the brands that are driving that. And their focus in going to textiles into a water-based substrate is really opening up new applications, new ideas, and new worlds. And these are the types of companies such as yours that are also driving those requests. And these are just small ideas and samples that are being used and how soft signage is being used in the market. Backdrops for theaters, hanging banners, outdoor applications, exhibitions as you work to demonstrate and show your brands, and certainly in terms of building retail applications, communicating, building a stage and a platform, or building out that retail environment. These are companies that are using soft signage and soft signage applications so efficiently. Our target markets are flags and banners, display mediums, and you can see a lot of these things right next door, and you have a very fortunate opportunity to have a lot of professionals in here who can help you. So as we look at it, we're also extending the range of soft signage into 5-meter applications so you can have seamless textiles to really pop and wow your potential target markets. So what are the trends and what's really driving it? Well, from a brand perspective, it creates an upscale appearance. It's flexible, you can fold it, you can package it, you can ship it, you can open it up, you can steam it. It's safe, it's green. More importantly, in terms of retail environments, it's also odorless. And why would I need it? Well, really, if you want to get noticed, it's a great medium for communication. It's reusable. So as you look at trying to replicate or use campaign materials again, they can be stored, they can be refreshed, and they can be reused. It's water-based, it's green, you can use 100% recycled fabric, and it carries many of the echo guards that you're looking for as you're trying to communicate. It's lighter. So in terms of installation and trying to get that full service from your customers and your providers, they can lower their expenses by reducing the amount of employees in order to execute in the field. And what are the advantages? As I mentioned, it doesn't stick to anything, it's scratch resistant, and I want to reinforce odorless once again. And the opportunity is growing enormously. It's probably the most significant change that we see in the graphics industry today is the demand for soft signage. We have an amazing product lineup to serve it. Sorry, I had to throw a commercial in there. And so for us, we've got hundreds of these machines in the field. LED products provide consistent and quality color for your demanding brands. They offer rigid and rolled flexibility to extend your messaging. We believe your brand deserves the best. So why textile? We have hundreds of machines in the field. India is one of our biggest markets as EFI. It's, certainly in terms of quality and flexibility, it's there. The range supports the biggest brands in the world, and it's extremely flexible. So I took my 30 minutes and tried to compress it for you. We're here to answer questions, and it's a pleasure being here, so thank you very much.
No. Yeah. Thank you, Paul. Sorry. Would like to call our last speakers for the evening. I would like to request Petra Zegler. I hope I pronounce your name correctly after asking 3 times. She is an application engineer and display, technical services at 3G Composite, which you see on the corner stall what she has. She's going to speak on global trends in material and application of digital printing. Petra, please. Please put her on the job.
So, good evening, everybody. I would like to close now the circle from the first or the speakers before to our products and present some of our products which we are providing for the digital printing market. No fabrics, just plain sheets for digital printing. So we have different materials, and the die bond, the Kappa, the Smartix, the Dispar, and the Lumex. And I will give you a short overview, and then I will give you a lot of case studies about our products.